My lovely friends, my fellow survivors, warriors, soaring eagles, Team Aaptiv, Aaptiv family, Ceasar happily here. Thank you for being here. We are on the tail end of feeling ill, and we wanted to say a hearty thank you to every single person who reached out and inquired as to how we were feeling. We are 2 minutes away from the start of our class. We are certainly in some harrowing times, certainly unprecedented, and luckily I have a smarter and better 3/4 that I have been quarantined with, but we again are feeling better. Thank you again for reaching out, and a very special shout out to my man JJ. You guys know and love Coach John Thornhill, and he reached out and was just checking in on us. So to every single person who did, thank you. Susie, good to see you. Somebody just checked in from London. Hi. All of our friends across the pond, we love you. Thank you. We're going to take 30 minutes today, you guys. We're going to flow for about 20 of those and then find ourselves in about 10 minutes of just restoration, breathing. We're going to get started here in about 60 seconds. So while we're doing that, continue to tell me where you guys are and where you're from. And you'll have to forgive me if I continually take and drink water. I am still feeling weak, but we're definitely on the other end of this. We don't know if it was COVID, corona related, just because here in New York City, you're not able to get tested unless you're admitted into the hospital and whatnot. So again, thank you guys for checking in on us. I hope everyone is staying safe, healthy, and well. Let's get this party started. So a few more folks just tuning in. Don't forget, hey, my girl Cecilia tuned in. I love it. You guys make sure that you check this out. It's going to live on the live page for the next 24 hours. And I think our wonderful social media director, Katie, is going to figure out a way so that it lives on the page for a while longer than that. All right, I'm going to come back here. Hey, more London folks. UK's in the house. And Portland, are we talking Portland, Maine or Portland, Oregon? Yes, LA is here. All right, you guys, let's get going. I'm going to come back and check on these comments periodically. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Make your way to child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Big toes kissing together. Arms extended out. You guys, we're able to move. So let's just be grateful that that is in our bodies. We are so happy to be able to move right now. We have been in bed literally for like 8 days. Take the deep breath in. Sigh it out. One more time, just like that. Draw that breath in, inhaling deeply. And on the exhale, create a sound. Activate that child's pose. Go ahead and press the hands firmly into the ground. Go ahead and tent those fingertips up so you're pressing onto the top of your fingertips. Elbows are going to come off the ground. Take the deep breath in. And then slowly bring the elbows down to the ground. Bring your hands behind the back of the neck, creating that shark fin. Find a stretch through the upper chest and shoulder girdle, triceps. If you want to increase the stretch, go ahead and bring those elbows a little closer together. Allow the thumbs to line up on the back of the neck. Now imagine you're trying to touch your armpits into the floor, just breathing as you find that stretch. Go ahead and slowly bring the hands back down. Make your way to tabletop. One of my favorite things in the world, cat-cows. Inhaling as you focus up to the ceiling. On the exhale, tucking the chin into the chest. And then find that connection of breath to movement, movement to breath. Decide how fast, how slow you want to move. Maybe you want to stay in a particular pose for a moment or two. Feel free, of course, to wiggle through the hips. Send the hips back. Rounding out those shoulders. Go ahead and start now to play with turning your fingertips towards the inside. So we're going to find that stretch to the inner forearms. Yes, you guys, I'm so happy to see you. Maybe you played with doing it one-handed. Maybe you can do both at the same time. But just find yourself slowly and gently moving through this. Start now to come into a pattern of breathing that suits you. So maybe this pattern of breathing is just going to be normal breaths. Bringing your hands back to normal. Take the tops of your feet, press them into the floor. Your knees are going to float for just a moment. Think a couple of inches off the ground as we start to squeeze and engage through the core. Go ahead and slowly lower the knees back down. Take a deep breath in. Come up into cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Come back to neutral. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Knees float. And again, they're only floating a couple of inches. No need to fly up in the air very high. As always, figure out what works best for you. Find the modification that suits you and your body. Lowering the knees one more time. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. And come back to neutral. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your belly. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Knees are floating. We're going to hold just a little bit longer. If at any point in time it's too much to be on tops of the wrists, feel free to transfer the weight to the fists. It'll help alleviate some of that strain on your wrists. Take the deep breath in. Give me another 5. Breathing, holding 4. Tighten through the belly. 3, 2, and 1. Send those hips back towards the heels. Child's pose here. Arms extended out. As always, if you need to, you come back to this position here. Figure out what works best for you. Go ahead and come back to your position of neutrality. Tabletop here. Shoulders directly over the wrists, knees under the hips. Inhale as that right hand reaches forward, left foot reaches back. Here you're going to find the balance. Go ahead and bring that right foot off of the ground. So you're balancing on that right knee. Left hand. Feel the body sway from side to side, and it's totally cool. Every earthquake-proof building has to do so. Wow, this balancing is so hard right now for me. Breathe, 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 and on the exhale, come back down. Switch sides. Inhale, left arm out. Right foot kicks back. Imagine that right foot's pressing against an imaginary wall. So flex those right toes towards the floor. Can you pick that left foot off of the ground? Pressing firmly in between both the right hand, left knee, holding and squeezing. Breathe. 5. Here we go. Hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Go ahead and sit back on the heels. Roll through those wrists. All right, you guys, I'm generating already a little bit of sweat. If you've got a yoga block handy, please feel free to use it. This one here is courtesy of the U.S. Coast Guard. So huge shout out to all of our veterans, active duty, especially a huge shout out to all of those people that are currently working these front lines. So every healthcare worker, every grocery worker, every fireman, every police person, everyone that's having to be out and about, please, please, please stay safe, healthy, and well. If you don't have a block, by all means, feel free to use a water bottle. Let's get this party going. Come on back to where you're in a position of neutral. That's tabletop, curl the toes, send the butt up in the air. Go ahead and pedal through the feet. Ooh, this feels different upside down. Whoa. Pedaling through the feet, find the stretch through the calves and the hamstrings, lower back. And taking your time, look at your hands, walk your feet to your hands. Again, find something that's comfortable for you. Come into that forward fold, tucking the chin into the chest. Allow the chin to stay tucked in the chest and slowly start to stand up, unraveling from the lower hips, lower back, middle back, upper back, slowing down. Inhale to standing, arms reach up overhead. On this exhale, grab that left wrist with the right hand and just gently stretch over to your right. So for those of you who've been behind the desk or behind your computer working, those of you who have been in bed like we have, this is gonna feel good. And go ahead and release, come on back, shake everything out. Once again, you guys, as always, if you need to, we're gonna go ahead and grab maybe a towel. This is gonna help you if you need to clasp the hands behind you. Again, whatever thing you need to use for a modification, whatever you need to figure out so that your body feels good doing what you do. Let's find that standing mountain pose, Tadasana, reaching up and stretch. This time, can we come up on the balls of our feet? So we're coming up into the dancer roll that we call releve. Nicole is demonstrating beautifully. Focus up towards the ceiling, but pull those shoulders away from your ears. Find the balance, and then on the exhale, bend through the knees and slowly roll back down to the ground. Inhale to standing. Can you come right back up to balance? Good. Again, figure out how to distribute the weight evenly between all 10 toes. I'm up on the balls of my feet, finding that stillness. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your core, take a deep breath in, reach for the ceiling. And on the exhale, bend through the knees, curling over. One more time, just like that. Inhale to standing right up on the toes. Whew. Focus up to where maybe the ceiling meets the wall. Take that deep breath in. Hands are extended out. Reach, reach. Fingertips spread nice and wide, energetically. And on the exhale, folding over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come to high plank. First one of the day. Go ahead and squeeze and hold. Rocking the body north and south, east and west. Breathing with control. Good. You're going to hold another 5, 4, 3. We're going to slowly lower to our first low plank. 2 and 1. Elbows tuck into the ribs. Of course, if you need to come down to the belly, feel free. Inhale, upward facing dog. Everyone go ahead and relax hips on the ground. Here, go ahead and slightly bend through the elbows. Find that stretch through the front of the chest and your abs, twisting gently, shoulders in towards center. And then bending through the knees, send the hips back towards the heels, come back through child's pose. Let's do all of that again. What I want you to be mindful of is as you breathe, you're tensing certain parts of your body, but don't ever tense your breath, meaning don't hold your breath. Here we go. Come up, curling the toes, send the hips up into the air on the inhale. Take a deep breath in and make a noise. Looking at your hands, breathing in. On the exhale, hanging in forward fold. Inhale to standing up. Come up on the toes, find that balance. Reach for the ceiling on the exhale, bend through the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, tabletop. Exhale, high plank. Squeeze and hold. Rocking the body again, north and south, east and west. Feeling the body tense, but keeping the breath nice and loose. Go ahead and slowly lower, inhaling deeply. On the exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. On the exhale, go ahead and curl the toes, send the hips back up into the air. Good. From here, go ahead and give yourself some stillness. Find the feet stopping the pedaling. Find the stretch. Let the head hang heavy. Gently shake your head. Yes, and this is yes to the good. Gently shaking your head. No, this is no to the nonsense. Take a look at your hands. Slowly roll the body out to that high plank. Good. From here, you've got 10 straight leg marches. You're just going to send heel to the sky. Calves. Try not to rock your hips from side to side. As always, if you need to, you come down to the elbows. Or if you need to, you drop down to the knees. Again, modifications, my friends, are signs of wisdom, not weakness. I think this is 9 and I think this is 10. Come on back up to high plank. Send the hips back up into the air. And one more go, just like that. Rolling the body out to that high plank. 10 more straight leg marches. 10. And from here, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Heel toe your feet out nice and wide. Come down into a deep squat. Ooh, so again, wherever your body can safely come down, as long as your heels are flat on the ground. Of course, if you need that block to help support the body, please utilize it. Maybe it's a couple of couch cushions or pillows. Again, figure out what works best for you. Take that deep breath in. Bring the elbows to the insides of the knees. Allow the hands to rest at heart center. Find this deep stretch here. I think you guys know where we're headed. We're going to play Caesar Says. Caesar Says is our squat game. Caesar Says rise up a few inches. Ceasar says lower, back down. Ceasar says stand up halfway. Ceasar says lower. Stand up all the way. Oh yeah! Last time we did this, Nicole didn't pay attention. Ceasar says stand up all the way. Good. Stretch up overhead. Oh, I didn't say Ceasar says. Come on back down. Ceasar says. Good. From here, Ceasar says rise up halfway. Go ahead and lower. All the way back down. Oh, thanks for paying attention. Here we go. Lower all the way back down. Ceasar says lower all the way back down. Good. Ceasar says this game is over. We're done playing this. Send your butt up into the air. Good. Pedal through the feet. Find the stretch. Go ahead and walk your hands out. Come back into that downward facing dog. Give me that upside down V. You already know this is just an upside down taco. Take the deep breath in. Look at your hands on the exhale. Hop, skip, jump, walk, or float. Inhale, the standing arms reach up. Come up on those toes. On the exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and take that right leg up in the air. Good. Can you take that right knee to right elbow? Let them kiss for just a moment. Inhale, back to three-legged. Exhale across the body. Right knee to left elbow. Beautiful, folks. Inhale, back up. Exhale one more time. Right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale across the body. And last time, three-legged dog. Come through that heart center. Go ahead, planting that right foot in between your hands. Balancing on the ball of that left foot. Can we bring our upper body off of the front of that thigh? Taking a deep breath here in this runner's lunge. I have to get a drink, excuse me. And you guys, please feel free to grab water whenever. Go ahead and extend those arms straight out. Find the balance. Stay strong, my friends. Take the deep breath in and left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. Go ahead and bring that left knee down to the ground. And spend a moment here, really rotating up and around. Ooh, my back just popped. Holy cow. Oh, my entire back just popped. Go ahead and roll that right foot to its side so we open up through that right hip. Good, come into your modified lizard so maybe those elbows come down to the ground. Maybe you keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Again, figure out what works best for you. All right, friends, watch me for just a moment. I'm going to keep ball of my left foot on the ground. Left knee is on the ground. I'm just going to slowly inhale and exhale as I straighten my legs. So we're actively straightening, actively stretching. Get at least 6, 7, 8 of these. Maybe you extend out and hold for just a moment. But again, the idea is to move into that front right hip. I am dripping sweat. This is insane. You guys, we only just started feeling well enough to do things maybe yesterday. So I want to show you guys something at the end of class. I modified these weights with these gallon jugs. I'll show you how I did it. Go ahead and come back to modified lizard. Curling that left toe. Ball of your left foot on the ground, picking up that left knee. We're going to come back and reverse everything we just did. A few arm circles. Make sure you change directions. Runner's lunge. Fingertips are guiding the side. Come back. Extending the arms straight out. Come back into that crescent lunge. Bring the hands back. Palms facing down. Squeeze through your upper back. Squeeze through your triceps. Take the deep breath in. And on the exhale, go ahead and plant the hands framing that right foot. Right foot back to meet the left. Finish your flow. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Ooh, yes, friends. Here we go. Left leg up in the air. Flip the script. Left knee to left elbow. Inhale back up in the air. Left knee across the body to right elbow. Inhale back up in the air. Let's go. Left knee to left elbow once again. If they touch, great. If they don't, it's okay. I'm so proud of you guys. Inhale up in the air. Exhale across the body. And last time. Exhale through that heart center. Planting that left foot. Figure out the alignment. Understanding this side may feel different. Maintaining that high lunge. Go ahead and extending that body up off of the top of that left thigh. You can see my left foot balancing precariously. I'm pushing that left knee to the side. Inhaling as I extend the arms. Focus is on the floor, standing strong. Yes, fingertips nice and wide. And planting that right hand down on the ground. Left hand reaches up. Right knee comes to rest on the ground. Yes, my friends. Ooh. Good. Once you figure out how many of these arm circles you want to utilize, go ahead and maybe come to the side of that left foot. Figure out how you want to open up through that left hip. What I'm aiming to do is bring the left side of my rib cage to the inside of my left thigh. And so that's helping me sit into my left hip. And then you know what's coming up. We're going to actively stretch and straighten that left leg. So I'm curling my right toes on the ground, resting on that right knee, and I'm going to just slowly and with control and care straighten and rebend. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Again, in that comment box, I want to know where you're from, where you're watching. One of the best things about doing this is that we are all connected. We're all literally on the same page right now, and how beautiful is that? All together, we're going to find recovery through resiliency. That's the theme of Quarantine 2020, recovery through resiliency, man. Come on back, find some stillness. Here we go, let's reverse the process. Curling the right toes, picking up that right knee. As you come up into that high lunge, extend that body out. Good, find the balance, bring the arms back behind you, palms facing down, squeezing through your triceps, squeezing your upper back, squeezing through your core. Can you bring your belly off of the top of that thigh for just a moment? And then go ahead and exhale, hands frame the left foot back to meet the right. Finish your flow, meet me in downward facing dogs. Once you come back to that down dog, go ahead and take that deep breath in. Walking your feet to your hands. We'll come into one chair pose today, my friends, just one. We're gonna go ahead and come into lightning bolt. So those fingertips, let me back up so you can see, are right above you and they're squeezing together. So we're pulling those shoulders away from your ears, and then you can see here, facing sideways, what we're creating is that lightning bolt. Every single one of you is an actual lightning bolt. Every single one of you is a walking miracle of light and love and electricity. Go ahead and squeeze those hands together. Take your time, slowly lowering your hips down to the ground. If you can, we're gonna land in that high boat pose. So land on your bum, no crash landings today. Oh snap, I did it. Last time I did this, I fell right on my butt. Good, staying in this high boat, take a deep breath in. Good, everyone's gonna take their hands behind the thighs. Go ahead and bring those heels to the floor. Think about it, your body standing nice and tall. Go ahead and slowly lowering. 5, 4, 3. We're gonna stop at middle of the back. 2, and 1. Right back up. Ooh, slowly lowering. 5. Good. If you wanna try this without the hands, please feel free. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right back up. Last one. This time we're gonna lower all the way down to the ground. 10. My counts. 9, 8, 7. Beautiful. Breathe. 6. Don't hold your breath. 5. Feel your core tense. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees into your chest. Rotate through the small of your back. Make sure we go clockwise. Make sure we go counterclockwise. Good, we're gonna come up into one little hip raise, my friends. So laying on your backs, make sure your fingertips can graze the back of your heels. My love behind me is demonstrating beautifully. Ideally, feet are about hip distance apart, but again, figure out what works best for you and your body. Take that deep breath in, and then slowly send the hips up into the air. Shimmy the shoulders together. If you can clasp your hands underneath the small of your back, please feel free. If not, maybe you grab that towel, you use that as an assistant. From here, my friends, you're going to slowly use those hands to press into the floor. You're going to shift the weight to the left foot. Right foot's going to kick up. So imagine that footprint on the ceiling. And then you're going to slowly lower right foot. So that right heel is going to tap the ground. Bringing that right leg back up. Rebend through that right knee. Shift the weight into the right foot. Left foot reaches up. Planting that footprint on the ceiling. Slowly lowering with control, left heel, straight leg to the ground. Kicking it right back up, rebending that left foot. Let's do that again, both sides. Right leg reaches up. On your breath, your movement, right heel touches the ground. Rebending through that right knee, right foot plants on the floor. Left foot kicks up. Again, we're leaving that footprint on the ceiling. Straight leg, left heel taps the floor. Ooh, this is tough for me. Bending through that left knee, slowly lowering. Middle back, lower back. Hug those knees back into your chest. Go ahead and rock and roll the body up. Seated position here. Give yourself a few rolls. Good, go ahead and come back up into seated position. We're going to come into that forward fold. If you want, maybe you remove the fleshy part from underneath your bum. Inhale to reach up. On the exhale, you extend the arms out. If you can grab your toes, fantastic. If you can't, no worries. You take the hands behind the calves. Allow the entire body to just fold over. And this is the extent of my forward fold stretch today. Chin to chest, let the head hang heavy. Unlike me, try to find some stillness. Take one more deep breath in. Try to bring both hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to reverse plank this before we find ourselves laying on the ground. So I'm bringing my hands just behind my hips. Fingertips are facing front. This is what it's going to look like. So from where you are, we're just going to send your hips up into the air. Focus then comes to the ceiling. Go ahead and try it now. Come on up. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your bum. Can you point your toes? Can you imagine that your toes are going to touch the floor? They may not get there, and it's okay. Take a deep breath in, slowly lower, hips to ground. Good, roll through the wrists. We're going to do that one more time. Here we go, hands plant just behind your hips, fingertips facing towards you, meaning they're in front of you. Take the deep breath in. On your exhale, send the hips up into the air. Come up into that reverse plank. Breathe, squeeze. Take a deep breath in. Do not hold your breath. Squeeze your bum. Feel how strong you are. And then on the exhale, slowly start to lower. Good. Go ahead and lower your body all the way down to the ground. As you get situated on the ground, figure out where your body wants to comfortably be. You guys, I'm sweating. With ease and control, find your body breathing deeply. And then allow the body to just settle. So imagine as we breathe in, we feel the air enter through our nose, travel down the back of our throat, expand our rib cage. Belly blows up like a little balloon. Taking your time, start it all over again. And as you breathe in, please understand that you can always come back to this breath when you start to feel anxious When you start to feel depressed, you start to feel chaotic, when you start to feel ill, we utilized our deep breathing techniques to help keep our immune system boosted, even though our bodies were fighting an illness. Settling into the floor even deeper, can you feel where your head, shoulders, torso, hips, legs, heels, and feet are burrowing into the ground even deeper? Take a deep breath in, letting go of fear, anxiety, self-doubt. We're breathing in courage, strength, wisdom, patience, guidance, direction, grace. Allow the next 3 breaths to be taken at your pace. Allow the shoulders to pull away from your ears. Feel free, please, to create some sort of sound. At the end of that 3rd exhale, can we start to bring some life back to our fingertips and toes? Can we feel the energy start to flow through our legs and arms? Can we slowly plant 1 foot on the ground? Planting the 2nd foot on the ground, very gently shaking our head no. And this is no to the nonsense, no to the BS. Hugging the knees into your chest. Slowly make your way to sitting. We shall, as an Aaptiv families, Team Aaptiv, just come together for 1 breath to close today's practice. Taking a deep breath in, allow the hands to reach up overhead. On the exhale, come through heart center. Maybe the hands stop at the heart. Maybe they rest in your lap. Whatever you choose to do, continue to do so safely. May your families and all those that you love and care for and every single person that's currently affected continue to stay safe, healthy, and well. Try as best as you can, my friends, not to get caught up in the frenzy of this frenzy. If you do see someone, try to hug them with your eyes. Please take note of what is positive, what is going on. Again, a gentle reminder, recovery through resiliency. Tune in the rest of this week for some fantastic coaches. Make sure you see the schedule. You guys, thank you so much for allowing me into your homes. Wherever you are in the world, know we are in this together. Please know that we've got people tuning in from London, Rio de Janeiro, Germany, here all over in the States. Sarah Corleo, I love you guys. You guys, until next time, I'm back next Thursday evening at 6 p.m. for an evening flow. Oh man, all light and love inside of me honors the light and love inside each and every one of you. Continue, please, on paths of peace and clarity and continue to trust the journey. I'll see you guys next time.